Hey folks, Ash from BeingSwenglish, and the SFE is going all right. If you don't know what it is, SFE stands for Swedish for Immigrants, and basically it's a completely free service paid for, subsidised by the Swedish government for people like me who've moved from England to learn Swedish for free. Now it's quite intensive. I'm finding it mentally draining because it is, despite the whole pandemic, it's still classroom based here. So it's, for me who's working, it's in the evenings only, and it's twice a week on a Tuesday and Thursday, and it's 2 hours each time. So 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And when you've worked a whole day at work and you finish and you've got an hour before you've got to be there, and then studying for 2 hours in a classroom, talking a language, you know, if you're like me, I'm not very multilingual. I'm not very good at learning a second language. Some brains work in different ways. Mine has never been very good at that. And so I find it exhausting. I'm so tired at the end of each day. But it is, I mean, it's worthwhile. I'm understanding more about Swedish. Like, one of the things that used to really puzzle me is in English, you have a word, another word, another word. It's unusual that we join words together in English. In Swedish, it's very common, and it's called sammansättning. And it's where you have words that you've joined together, ironically, like sammansättning as well. That itself is a sammansättning. It's two words that individually mean something and they're joined together. I know we do it in English, but we don't do it anywhere near as often as they do in Swedish. But I'm learning some good words, some new vocabulary. I'm meeting new people there as well. There's some really, really nice people. Really nice people. And it's nice to chat to them, you know, as well. These are clever people. They divide the classes by education. So if you've studied before in the past, they put you in a class with other people who've studied. If you've not studied anything and you have no sort of formal education, then you're in a class with other people who have no formal education. I guess those classes may not be quite as sociable. I don't want to judge, but that's my theory. Although seeing the people walking into these classes every day, they all seem lovely. They all seem really friendly. So I don't know, it's unfair of me to judge, and as I said, I'm not going to. But I think these are different groups of people, and they all, are unique in their own way. Either way, it's a great way to meet people. But I just thought it'd be funny to talk about some of the funny Swedish words. Now, I've lived in Sweden for a year and a half. I've worked with Swedes over the years, on and off on different projects. And so, of course, you always learn the funny words in Swedish because there are quite a few. I remember walking through Malmö, and on the window of a shop it said slutspurt, or as you pronounce it in English, slutspurt. And I thought, what the hell does that mean? And I didn't have a clue. I was very, very new to Sweden and Swedish at the time. And then it was explained to me that slutspurt, as it's pronounced, slutspurt, means actually final sale. So slut basically means final or finished or done, gone. It's got lots of different definitions, and it can be interpreted in lots of different ways or used in lots of different ways. But if something's finished, slut. So quite often, this makes me laugh, you'll see on a vending machine where they've run out of something, or in a restaurant where they've run out of a certain dish, and it will just say slut. I'm so childish. But it's actually slut. And that basically means finished, done. Another one is hilarious, is fart. Now, it doesn't matter how old I get, the word fart makes me laugh and smile. The funniest way in Sweden, though, is there are so many variations of this word that I end up driving along just laughing because most of them are on the road. For example, a speed bump, fart hinder, hindering a fart, which of course means speed hinder. So it's hindering your speed. There are so many funny words like that. Kiss. If I give you a kiss, I'm generally going to do it with my lips. But in Swedish, kiss means to go for a wee. So don't ever ask a Swedish person, would you like a kiss? Well, I suppose you could actually, but it's not a kiss as in if you're in a nightclub and you're meeting somebody, it actually means going to the toilet, which for some of you might appeal anyway. But yeah, so that's another funny word. Then there's another one, puss, as in like you've got a big spot and it's full of pus. That in Swedish means to kiss. So you've got kiss and puss. Kiss means we, puss means kiss. Incredibly confusing. There's another funny one. I feel awful saying these words. Prick, prick, as you'd pronounce it in Swedish, prick. Yeah, maybe they pronounce it in different parts of Sweden slightly differently. But that is a full stop. So a prick, as in punctuation. And then you've got, or it means a dot. Yeah. Then you've got punkt. So if you've got a web address, for example, Microsoft.com, the dot in that case is not prick, it's punkt. Don't know why they're different. Because in English, you know, if it's a web address or a full stop, you still say full stop or a dot. But yeah, you have prick and punkt. So you'd say Microsoft.sa, as in Sweden, or Microsoft.com. Yeah. Then you've got another one which made me laugh. I walking through Helsingborg one day and I saw a restaurant called the Asian Cock. I'm such a child. Please don't unsubscribe. I promise the content is going to stay decent. This is a one-off, okay? But it's not. It means chef, cook, cook. As you think about it, cook, Asian chef, Asian cock. Or is it kitchen? Shuk. Yeah, kitchen is shuk. Asian shuk. Yeah, sorry, shuk. It's pronounced, I believe, which is kitchen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sure, I remember this from SFE. So Asian shuk is kitchen, but it's spelt like cock, but with a K. Oh, I'm such a child. Talking about being childish, bra, or as in English, bra, as in, you know, for man boobs or girl boobs, bra. And again, when I saw that, it made me laugh because I was like, what? But it actually means good. So allt är bra means all is good. Är du bra? Are you good? Bra, tack. Yeah, good, thanks. That's another funny one. And sex means six, but it's spelt sex as in the English intercourse sex, which I still feel awkward when I'm counting in Swedish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm such a child. Oh dear. But anyway, there's some of the funny words. I know these have been overdone in YouTube already, but they're the ones that really stand out for me. I can't think of any others right now, but it's like any language, isn't it? There are always words that mean something in another language. In fact, I'm sure I remember in England, we used to have, was it Jif that you'd use for cleaning things? And didn't they have to change the name of it to Sif because Jif meant something really offensive? I can't remember. Do you remember also the Fiat Punto? Wasn't Punto another word for a small man's bits in Spain? I don't know, a Punto. But yeah, language is a funny and fascinating thing. But anyway, I'm going to keep doing my SFE. It is going well. I do feel the benefit. It is hard work, but it's a lot of time and effort. If you're not working, then you can do it during the daytime, and I believe it's even more rigorous, the attendance expectation. But it's 4 hours a week at the moment if you are working, and you can work remotely as well. That some of them have the option. Some SFEs around Sweden may not have any option. It might all be remote. But it's really, really nice getting into a classroom and chatting with people. And also, although many of them are, at different levels. So there was a girl last week who didn't understand anything that was going on in the level that she'd been put into. And there's me who understands mid. And then there's others who are just chatting to each other in Swedish, which is really, really incredible. They're from Macedonia. They've been living here a year and they're almost fluent. Incredible, really, absolutely incredible. But you're still just hearing them chatting. You're hearing a lot of Swedish and you're learning to pick up. And I think part of the most important element of learning Swedish is listening and listening to people talking and trying to identify as much as you can about what they're talking about. That's what I really focus on doing now when I'm listening to radio, watching TV, or just sat somewhere listening to, just sat somewhere chilling and there's other people talking and I'll just listen. Sounds really nosy, doesn't it? And stalkerish. But it's a really nice way to try and learn. Anyway, that's today's video, SFE and random Swedish words. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below. Any smart asses out there can correct my errors and omissions in Swedish, I'm sure. But thank you very much for watching, guys. And give the video a thumbs up and share it. Why not? Cheers.